Hello, my lovelies. Hello, my beauté. AJ Gentili. Andrew James Photography. Here again for another episode of our Facebook group reviews, Photography with AJ, Photographie avec AJ on Facebook. I've got Mark waiting in the waiting room, and as soon as I get him connected, I'm going to let him in. We can have a chit chat and see what was submitted. I've put in a few posts myself in the Facebook. We're letting Mark in now.
Audio.
I can hear his voice.
Okay, I'm in. Do you
There we
see?
go, Mark. Comment ça va?
Ça va bien, toi?
What neuf?
I just came rushing back from a friend's house who had a technical problem, and you knew
Okay.
my old expertise, so that's why I went there.
Yeah,
I was washing up when you gave me a call.
sounds good. Thanks for showing up.
No problem.
I don't know if you noticed, I put in a few posts myself.
Yeah, I opened up the site and I saw some of your pictures avec l'écomusée and your daughter and a couple of other shots too. And hey, you put more pictures in 1 week than you've done in months.
I know, tell me about it. Um, so I've been busy with some photography excursions. I just haven't been able to catch up. I still have a lot of posting to do on my Instagram too.
Okay.
Um, but so the last couple of outings I've done, we've introduced a new photography outing, which is wildlife photography. Um, there was a little bit of a convulsion, a confusion going on with the first time we ran it, but finally, because originally we had wanted to do it in Shawinigan with my
Okay.
colleagues in Three Rivers, but evidently a lot of trouble with the announcing of the new excursion because we wanted to replace what we used to do at the Park Omega,
Okay.
which was a photo safari, and evidently we needed to find a park where we could walk. And I remember you had said something about the Eco Museum,
Yes.
and a few other people also had mentioned the Eco Museum to me, which I haven't been in a long, long time. The last time I was at the Eco Museum was a winter, probably about 6 years ago. And
Okay.
it was, no, actually, it was probably 7 years ago. I think it was the last Salon de la Photo. We did an event with Sony and the photographer, the wildlife photographer, Christopher Dodds, who basically did a wildlife photography day at the park. And I was there as a rep from the shop.
Okay.
Um, I've been doing a lot. I've actually set up my calendar already for all the way through to September, and we're gonna have a little surprise um, for people out there with all of our stores. I'm not going to mention anything right now because we're still in the process of finalizing everything into so that we can get everything started. But let me tell you, there's going to be a little surprise in August for
Okay.
my store for the Brossard store. Pour
Okay.
ceux qui visitent the Gosselin Photo à Brossard. I'm starting my stuff off in August, but I don't want to go too far in advance because evidently,
When it's good and when it's good, that's when you'll tell us, and it'll
exactly.
be a pleasure to hear the news.
But other than that, I've been doing, like I said, I've been doing a lot of photography. I've missed a couple of the Bière et Camera Montréal photo walks, but I've been supporting them on the Instagram and giving them all kudos. Hopefully, I'll be able to catch up with them this summer. Actually taking some time off during la fête du construction. Well,
Okay.
we call it la fête here, and c'est pas vraiment la fête, c'est plutôt le finally construction for a couple of weeks gives us a break.
Yes. On aime ça quand beaucoup de monde s'en va en vacances. Pour le restant du monde alentour, tout va
Ouais,
bien, tout va vite. Alors,
exactement, exactement. Toi, tu fais-tu de quoi pour l'été?
pas rien de spécial à ce moment-ci. Je sais qu'on va descendre à Québec une journée ou deux pour aller voir de la famille. Là, il y a une réunion qui se fait. Alors, on va aller faire un petit tour là. Puis peut-être avec Lynn, m'essayer de sortir quelque part, là, puis de pas aller trop loin, mais de sortir de la maison, puis faire un petit quelque chose, là, tu sais.
Okay.
Le restant du temps, mais là, quand j'ai l'occasion, mais là, j'essaie d'aller prendre des photos. J'ai fait beaucoup de motos dernièrement.
Nice. Même
Euh,
avec
j'ai
la
dé-
pluie?
pas d'appui, malheureusement, c'est ça qui arrive, mais j'essaie de faire des sorties puis tout le kit, là. Puis là, j'ai un film dans la caméra que j'essaie de sortir. Alors, une bonne fois, on va devoir peut-être, si tu es capable de faire une simulation de comment on charge un film dans une cartouche
Ouais.
pour quelqu'un qui voudrait faire du bulk loading. Je suis peut-être dans cette direction-là tranquillement.
Do you have a
Alors,
bulk loader?
non, j'ai rien, rien, rien.
Okay.
C'est ça, il faudrait que je commence à regarder, je commence à analyser les prix, voir dans quelle direction, quel film je voudrais. Parce que, écoute, si je comprends bien, entre la différence d'acheter tes films toi-même à un magasin et de faire du bulk loading, je pense que tu es capable de sauver l'équivalent de 10 films si tu fais les deux opérations un à côté de l'autre. Tu sauves l'équivalent d'avoir acheté 10 films tout seul, je pense, avec les calculs que j'avais faits.
Okay.
Alors,
Normally, it's about, I would say you save a good third of the price on the box price of the film.
c'est ça.
Yeah.
C'est ça. Là, c'est juste d'être équipé pour le faire. Toi, tu avais dit que tu avais beaucoup de canisses vides
Oui.
disponibles des fois. Alors, si tu es capable de m'en mettre une coupe de côté pour que je commence à regarder ça, puis à m'équiper. Puis quand je ferai la transition, soit je dérangerai le président de Argentique RDP, Monsieur Luco. Alors,
Right.
j'irai peut-être chez lui, n'importe quoi, puis il me montera ça, ou peut-être qu'on
Lui
s'arrangera.
aussi, lui aussi, il fait du bulk, je pense.
Oui, lui aussi, il fait du bulk, puis
Yeah.
tout ça. Puis, alors là, c'est ça, de savoir quel film qui serait peut-être le plus désirable. Moi, je regardais le Kent Mir 200,
Yeah.
qui est, la plupart du temps, quand je fais mon shooting, c'est plutôt le jour. Alors,
Ouais.
je pense, puis vu que c'est un 200, ça me donne un petit peu plus de liberté pour tomber dans des endroits qui sont un petit peu plus sombres.
Pas juste
Alors,
ça, c'est que the beautiful thing about black and white photography is it's so easy to push and pull.
ça, c'est
So you can
encore
take
un
the
concept que
200,
moi
you
devoir
can
aller
expose it
comprendre.
à 100 or you expose it à 400, but you got to develop en conséquence.
C'est ça. Mais là, c'est si tu commences un film, puis tu push or you pull, mais il faut que
It's
tu
one or the
finisses le
other.
film d'un bout à l'autre en
C'est ça.
faisant la même technique. Tu peux pas aller jouer un à l'autre, tu sais.
No, but the beautiful thing about bulk winding or bulk loading is that you don't have to do 36 exposures. You can do 16 exposures. You can do 20 exposures, right?
C'est ça. Moi, je pensais aller
Normally,
dans
what
le
I do,
24.
à moins que je vais faire une, tu sais, if I load, let's say, like what I'd like to do this summer, one of the things I'd like to do this summer is go see my uncles in Toronto and maybe even pass a day with, they're called Toronto film shooters, which is basically like Bière et Camera Montréal here, but over there in
OK.
Toronto. And I've gained the connaissance that a couple of the hosts on Classic Camera Revival. So what I'll do is if I know I'm going out, say on vacation or going out on a trip or whatever, I might roll 3 or 4 transipos. And if I'm not sure, or if I'm testing, like a new camera, right? This is a Kiev 4A, which I was able to procure a few weeks ago. And actually, right now, forgot to bring it out. I'm testing an Aries 35V,
OK.
which what I love about this camera is this camera was only made with 3 focal length lenses, but the shutter is not at the focal plane. It is
Oh, wow.
literally with the lens. So the aperture's in the lens, but also is the shutter. So therefore, technically, I could sync at any speed with that camera. Anyways, long story short, I'll make maybe 16 or 20 exposure rolls for that purpose, or for if I don't know what kind of lighting I'm going to be in, say je vais pouvoir pousser ou pull, tirer, I guess the right word would be. Um, And then I can, I'll go through just more rolls of film, that's all.
C'est ça.
But technically, if I'm not mistaken, if you calculate, hold on, or no, wrong one, dummy. If you calculate, me semble, si je me rappelle bien, 36 exposures comes out to, where is it? So 100 divided by 5.5 feet, you're looking at 18, easily 18 rolls of film avec un 100. And moi, j'utilise du Ilford, so soit du HP5 ou du FP4.
OK.
Par contre, apparemment, je viens de savoir que Ilford started manufacturing. They had in 35 millimeter and in 120 Pan F, which is a 50 ISO, black and white.
OK.
They've introduced it in 4x5, which I can't wait to use. I got that for my birthday. Was a
OK.
present from the kids and from my wife. I'm just waiting to get it from the shop. We've ordered it. They also have that in 100 feet.
OK.
Yeah. Now, Kentmere is Harmon, right? So it's basically Ilford, and that's now where Kentmere is doing the 100-foot rolls of 100, 200, 400.
C'est ça.
But a 200 is a good start because, like I said, au pire, you can push it to 800 or you can pull it to 100.
OK.
Okay. C'est
One
juste
of these
que,
days, I'll load my Olympus with maybe a 12 shot and I'll hand over the camera just for you to test it.
yeah,
Since we
sure.
found that the
Or just
images
bring
were
it.
soft.
I'll what demain, bring it tomorrow.
Ah,
At the same
OK.
time, I'll throw a dozen des cartouches vides
OK.
so that you can have them and be ready. Like I said, the only thing you need is a loader, but I can show you which loaders are available. Flick Film, we can get one from Flick Film, which is
OK.
in Alberta, and it's a standard film loader, and it's really
Cool.
easy to load. I mean, listen, I'll bring one of my loaders with one of my expired films, and I can even show you en place. Demain, tu fais quoi après?
Ben là, demain, I've got company from the States, so I'm going to be heading back
Oh, okay,
afterwards.
parfait.
Mais là, c'est ça, c'est que, yeah, AJ, I'm going to go forward with it, but slowly. I plan
Okay,
to shoot maybe a little more with negatives during summer.
yeah,
And when autumn comes in and the evening falls faster, the sun goes down faster, I'll break out all the films, the negatives, and I'll start printing
okay,
because I threw away, since the last time we spoke, I threw away my paper developer, because
okay,
it was oxidized. I
yeah.
bought myself another container. I bought myself, did I show you to you last time? These bags where you can pour a liquid and you squeeze the bag and you can shut them off?
No,
No?
what does it
Uh,
look like? One of those grape bags with
give
grape
me
juice?
5 seconds and I'll be back.
Yep. Actually, later on tonight, I might actually get on Instagram live. I've got about 4 or 5. If I'm going to Toronto to see my uncles, um, I'm gonna liberate some of my 4x5 film holders so that I can bring the 4x5 down there and grab a couple of exposures of the uncles down in Toronto.
Okay. Now I'm trying to remember the store I bought them from. It's here. It's a specialty store where they sell wood, they sell all kinds of things. Uh,
En quelle capacité?
1 liter.
Okay. Did they have
So
smaller?
basically, it's enough for me to put the developer in it,
Yeah, yeah.
and basically you roll it up, and it comes in with a
Un
stopper
bouchon?
that you
Yeah,
close
yeah.
off. It comes in also with something that helps you pour your stuff inside.
Okay.
And depending on how many you buy at the time, the price goes down. So we're
Okay.
looking at around four
It's
to
not
five
Uline.
dollars. Huh?
It's not Uline.
No, no, no. It's called a stop loss bag, and it's for chemicals. It's for
Oh,
used for woodworking with varnishes and things
you
like
have to
that.
send me. You'll tell me tomorrow.
Okay, well,
Tell me
I'll
tomorrow
bring one
because
along.
I'm gonna get a couple dozen.
Bon, mais c'est ça. Because I also want to get the accordion containers that you showed me on
Yep.
when you
On
sent me that.
by
That I
Ito.
want to have for when I mix my developer. I want to put it into that.
Okay.
So we'll see how she goes and things like that. See?
Actually, one of my projects with my youngest, Dakota, we're going
Okay.
to try. Damn it.
You're gonna have to bring it back down.
Yeah, hold on. There we go. So I ordered from what's it
Zebra?
called? From
Zebra?
Sherbrooke. The guy from Sherbrooke, what's his name?
Okay.
Argentix.
Yeah.
This is the powdered chemistry to do cyanotype.
Okay.
So Dakota and I are going to do some cyanotype this summer. Cyanotype is us. It's a process that you can do either, um, like you can take flowers and plants or whatever and flatten them on a piece of paper that has this chemistry in it, right? And you just use a cotton rag paper or a natural fiber paper. You paint this stuff on it. You put your um whatever it is you want
Subject
to
on.
expose, right? And then you put a piece of glass on top to flatten it out, and then you put it in the sun. The sun literally exposes the parts of the cyanotype chemistry that is exposed. You wash it and it becomes blue.
Yeah, or what you can do is you add certain other chemicals and you
Yeah,
can get a different tint color.
exactly.
What's appreciated by a lot of people who tend to use it, it's something that's not very harsh with chemicals. So for safety factor for kids or something like that,
Yeah,
it's safer than the printing materials, the printing chemicals that we use for our
yeah.
black and white or color
Well, actually, what you can do is you
developments.
can take a black and white negative, put it on top, expose it, and now you have your cyanotype print. I also this summer we're gonna do some selenium.
Okay.
I've got the chemistry already stocked for selenium, and I was thinking sepia, but for now I think the cyanotype and the plus with the collodion, the wet plate that I want to try and get going, and I really want to get further in my dry plate.
If you can print an image of your daughters or something like that on a clear piece of plastic, paint a t-shirt. You
Yeah,
paint a t-shirt
exactly.
with the
Yeah,
cyanotype and you print it out in the you make your test runs before to know the exposure time. A
yeah,
lot of people who tend to do it a lot use UV lamps,
yes.
specialized UV lamps where you can put a timer on it and it will let you know.
Hmm.
Some people use how do you say normal lights if they shine on them directly,
Yeah.
but I'm not too familiar on how it's done, so
Well, every light has a bit of UV in it. It's just that the exposures will have to be much longer.
that's it.
Yeah. What do you say we have a look and see what we have all shared?
Hey, no problem.
I noticed you got you didn't hear the best yet, eh?
No,
Hang on
I'm listening.
before I share. So remember that day on that last Sunday of April? Remember what it was?
No,
No, you don't remember?
no. You see, being old like I am, I have the faculty of forgetting,
Never
which
mind.
is very good for health. Huh?
Even being old like me, okay? Tête dure que j'ai. We
Okay.
did the pinhole day.
Yes.
I had four film holders that was supposed to be filled with DPP, direct positive paper.
Okay.
2 weeks later, I went into the dark room to develop them
And
live on Instagram.
okay.
Not one of the holders had paper in it.
Okay. Okay, so what happened?
So all I have are Logan, my son's photos he shot with the Sony.
So the real photographer in the family.
Yeah. So my pinhole box that I used all these years, right? That I did with film and I did with this one particular year, and I remember specifically the Saturday. I said to myself, no, I know I loaded it. I loaded it months ago. I've been waiting for this. I'd already flashed it because direct positive paper it's better when you flash the paper with just regular light from the enlarger for like, a second and a half or 2 seconds at most. And I told myself, I don't have to check it. I know I loaded it. I wouldn't, and guess what happened? Dumbass didn't load the frickin' film holders. So I had absolutely not one single shot.
And if I remember well, they were famous one shots in a lifetime that you took.
Yeah.
Like dogs dancing upside down,
Yeah.
talking to people, you had proof. We had aliens land in front of us.
Oh, I'm
You
telling
took a
you.
picture.
Je te dis. And you know what? The first shot we're looking at happens to be, is it share? Did it share? Can you see it? This was the group we
AJ
were.
sharing his screen, but I can't
Yep,
see
there
anything.
we
Yes,
go.
sir.
Okay, there we go. So evidently, this was the group that we had on International Pinhole Day on the 26th of April. And this shot here was Mark. This was your camera, wasn't it? This was what is your
Yes, sir.
Canon? Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm
There
not
were
equipped with pinholes, so I went there and took basically film photography and digital.
okay.
So,
And you did a great shot here. You did a great job on this one. Uh, question, what aperture were you using here?
AJ, you keep coming up with very technical questions. Give me a second. That would be pinhole day in. Keep talking while I'll look it up.
Okay, so here we have on the right side of your screen, we have Art Pinhole, whose name who is Fabrizio Rosato. He is the president of the Rivière des Prairies Photo Club. My son is sitting beside Fab. You got me, and here you have so you got my Leica 3F, my Sony. This is my A7 III. I was using my box pinhole camera from Sherbrooke. We have Milena and her mom to the left. The other wooden camera you see here, this one was Fab's. And I believe, is that a Minolta? I think that's a Minolta.
No, that's a Nikon F65. That's the one I was using.
Oh, that's your film camera.
Yes, that's the negative camera that was given to me. So that's what I've been using right now to take pictures. Beside it, you have an Imperial Dubonnaire, which is
Yeah,
considered a toy camera, which my father bought, which is, I believe, 620 is the term for
yeah.
the
It's
film.
not a toy camera. It was one of the original not instant, point and shoot cameras.
Yeah,
It
but
it
it's
was an
it's called
actual camera.
it is an actual camera, but it's in the category toy camera, it's called. When you do the research.
Oh
You
yeah?
even had different models of it coming out. Scouts America or something like that had a model where they
Yeah,
had their logo
exactly.
on top of it and things like that.
Yeah.
My father bought that very young when he was in Quebec City,
Okay.
and basically I think used it maybe only once in his life.
Okay.
And as a kid, I used to take it apart and take 1,000 pictures by pressing and seeing a little flash of light as the diaphragm opened.
Okay.
And basically, a few months back, I was at his place and we found the camera again. And I
Hmm.
told him, "Hey, Dad, I just want to try to get one picture out of it." And basically, what I did is I took photographic paper,
Yeah.
sticked it to the back of where the negative would be,
Okay.
and made a calculation because I have an ISO of 3 or 6 approximately.
Yeah.
So every time I take a picture, I have to take 16 expositions to expose the paper enough.
16 exposures.
Yes.
Yeah.
So basically, we see a picture of Fab a little further out in the pictures, I believe.
And the reason for
Fab
that
is,
is because you only have one shutter speed.
yes, my shutter speed, I believe, is 1/30th or 1/60th of a second.
Okay.
That's the documentation that I found while doing research for it.
Okay. Great. Fantastic. So how'd the shot come out?
Well, the shot, I think you'll see it. It's in the picture somewhere.
Oh,
You'll
you
see
put
it.
it? Okay. All right. Perfect.
And to
So
answer
my
your,
question here is, where the hell are you?
yeah, I'm the one taking the picture, boy.
Oh, it wasn't on. I thought your camera wasn't on a tripod.
No, it wasn't a tripod. I took
Oh,
the
okay, okay,
picture
okay,
of
okay,
so. To answer your question, the ISO speed is 100. The f-stop is f8. Exposure time 1/80th of a second.
okay. Here we have another shot from Mark. Great shot here. Focus is fantastic. Exposure, beautiful. Even the fact that it was the sun was very high for us. I mean, it was very bright. Did you do any, whatchamacallit, many,
Yes.
post-traitement?
Yes.
Yeah.
I tend to do all the time this post-traitement because I've been using lately some of the pictures that we'll see later on the depth map, depth map,
Yeah.
and not for those ones, but sometimes I do a little touch up, sometimes with the face or something like that for
Okay.
exposition or this and that. I tend to put the background a little more darker than my subject would be.
Okay.
So those are the things I tend to work with.
Okay. Great shot though.
Wow, thank you, sir.
This one is digital or
Madame
film?
Chantal, huh?
Digital or film?
Digital.
Digital? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So here you got a great shot there of Madame Chantal. We were for those of you who don't, we were in a cemetery in RDP. We started there and then we worked our way down to the little it was
Saint
apparently
Joseph Park.
one of the oldest villages here in Montreal. And it had one of the first or second church in Montreal, I believe.
Yeah, I think it's the second oldest
The
church.
second oldest church, eh?
Wait, La Visitation is the first, but it was where I believe one of the first. I'm looking for my words. Me dire une célébration.
Okay.
First celebration that was done, I think, in Quebec was where we were, but
Okay.
the church wasn't built until many years later.
Okay. Mais le noir et blanc, t'as bien réussi là. Your shades of gray are fantastic. Your lighting, I love the contre-jour over here on Madame Chantal. Great shot. And what made you pick it square? What made you crop it square?
I think the reason why was to get rid of unwanted material in the picture. My
Okay.
story was Madame Chantal looking in. She originally told me she was wondering why they had bags on the cross. If we take a look at
Okay.
the cross in front of her,
Yeah.
so that's why she went there originally to take a look at the picture, and she was analyzing the scene. So for me, it gave me a good subject.
Great. Yeah, and I like the way you use the foreground and use the sides to frame it.
Thank you.
This is Melena's mom. She was documenting with the iPhone or the Android.
Yes. She's
Great
been
shot
taking a
here.
lot more pictures when she hangs around with us or something like that, little
Oh, good for her.
little outings.
Yeah.
And a couple of times I've been seeing her. She tends to be further away,
Yeah.
but I've been noticing her breaking out her camera a little more.
Fantastic. It's a great shot. Beautiful shot. Here's Katso. I don't know what he was looking for. This was at the baseball field.
Yeah, the baseball field. The baseball field's up south, while the church is north of where we are.
Yeah.
I think Fab was analyzing.
Okay.
You know how he is. I think he wanted to do something with his pinhole camera on the
Okay.
baseball diamond.
Okay.
So, well, we know how it is, with old people like that.
Yeah.
Thought
Takes a while
process is
to
slower.
register.
No, I can't do. I can't say anything about Bab. He's
I
a great
can.
guy and things like that. Puis,
I
I
can.
I bug him a lot because he bugs me a lot too. But
Of
everything is
course.
done in respect.
But nice shot here. I like the blur in the background really puts him out in and ça l'accentue encore plus lui.
Yeah,
It's really
I,
good. Great shot.
and I've got leading lines leading towards his feet and
Yeah,
basically around his body. So
c'est ça. There's the beautiful Milena. This one here was a this was a film camera. Or is it her
uh,
digital?
I think it's digital, but
Is it
it's
digital
pinhole.
with a pinhole cap on it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Great shot. You cut the foot of the tripod here though.
Is it possible it's the
Well, it's unzoomed, but it could be. It could be. It could just be the. Voyons,
No, you're right, it's cut.
it's cut. Yeah.
Yeah, I just went to see the original and it's cut.
Okay. But still, great shot here. It was a harsh Sunday.
Yeah, very, very sunny when you take a look at
Yeah,
the specular highlights on the people.
exactly.
And then we have Fab there squinting a little because unfortunately the light.
But again, another great shot with the Christ in the background there on the statue.
Yes. Christ's right hand man.
Yeah. Here our participants are framing their shot. I like the fact, Mark, that you didn't try to take out this branch with
Okay.
retouching. Um,
Gives depth to the picture.
but did you take another shot of that without that branch?
No,
Did you reposition yourself?
nope.
Okay.
I tend to take pictures, fly on the moment, and then realize what I'm supposed to do way after when I process them. But a lot of times I try
You
to
have
be
to
candid.
anticipate.
I try to be candid instead of placing my subjects,
Yeah.
so the occasion disappears.
But it's not placing the subjects, it's placing you.
Yes.
It's just your perspective, right? But otherwise the exposure is great. It's fantastic exposure. Um, it just looks like, there's a hand trying to tickle her under the el on not the elbow, but
The back.
yeah, that's a nice shot. That's a beautiful shot of Fab. That's worth printing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd like that one.
Well, I send him the pictures, so he has his collection and things like that. Yeah. But sometimes, when you want to make someone a gift or something like that, because I know
Exactly.
pinhole is extremely important for him.
Yeah. There's my son he was trying to figure out I think the tripod at that point. And then you got me coaching him. Beautiful shot there. This was when I brought out my Horseman, which is my 6x9. C'est un 6x9 pellicule. Puis je me rappelle bien, c'est du Raleigh RPX, so c'est du ISO 25. It's not long exposure, but it's long exposure quand même. And it's and that type of film we use. And actually, I've got two more shots. I want to finish it tomorrow, after our little get together tomorrow. I want to finish. I got two more shots to finish on it. But you've really excelled in your exposure.
Okay. Well, like I say, I do use honestly Photoshop, so sometimes I may correct things if they're a little lacking.
Yeah. No,
So,
but there's corrections. There's nothing wrong with corrections. Here I was showing Logan how to use the Sony with the viewfinder in the back. He enjoyed it. He had a lot of fun. Actually, you know what? I forgot to post his photos. I'll have to post them for next month.
You're gonna
This is
ask
my
me?
box camera
Yeah.
here where I put my 4x5. This is where I was supposed to have the paper in the freaking camera. There he is. And he was walking around with my Leica. He wanted so much to shoot with the Leica.
Okay. Is he starting to develop a taste for that?
Yeah, when his friends aren't here or when he's not going to his friend's house or he doesn't have a girlfriend, he's 13 years old.
Ben ouais, mais regarde.
I'd say. I love this black and white of me. This was really, you did a really good job here. I like the blur in the background. Here I was trying to measure, I was counting the long exposure on the what my I have a on my phone I have light meter that il embarque tout de suite dans un cadran. This, I have to admit, Mark, was probably of the shots of us, that was my favorite
Okay.
because we're so involved in setting the camera up. We're not even thinking about you in front of us.
And that's how I like my photography. I do like taking portraits of people when you place them and you get comment est-ce que je peux dire ça? Tu les cadres mieux, but I
Right?
like the candid shots. I like to move in and move out like a ghost and take a fraction of a second of someone's life. And
Yeah,
to me, those are the
exactly.
pictures like that, say.
Because
Puis,
you can see how the two of us are concentrated really on what he's doing on the back of the camera.
sais.
Now we have a black and white. He enjoyed shooting with this camera. Petite explication de papa. And you could see exactly how harsh the light was. But just in these particular situations, this is where I usually underexpose.
Yeah.
Oh, is that the shot?
Yeah, that's a shot with
Wait, we'll
Fab
come right
taken
back
with
to it. Hold on. We'll come right back to it. See, in this particular lighting here, I'd usually shoot it at minus zero point 0.7 just to be able to bring back some detail here, even though it's out of focus. Detail over here in my hat, along my beard, right? My forearm. And then you adjust later in post-process to brighten it back up again.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, l'idée, surtout en numérique, you have to save your highlights. And the only way to save the highlights is to underexpose. And then if it's too underexposed, then that's when you just bring the whole thing back up again. And you're not losing that information in your highlights. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Yeah.
When I look here, right, on my hand, right, or look even over here on my hat, there's stitching in my hat here. You see it on this side, but you don't see it on this side. But just
Okay.
by underexposing, you would have recuperated all of this part and the back of my hand, the side of my cheek, my neck. Now, this is your shot with your what was it called again?
Imperial Dubonnaire.
Dubonnaire. But you have film for this, you know that.
Yes.
I can
A
bring you.
lot
I've
of
got a
people,
couple of rolls here I can bring.
yeah, people have adapted 120 instead of 620. The major difference is the film sprocket that is smaller for
Well, it's
620
the
than
reel.
the
It's the
real.
actual reel. The 620 is 120. It's just that it's tighter.
Okay.
Okay, so the actual reels are smaller. You can put 620 in a 120 camera, but you can't put well, technically you can put 120 in the 620, but the problem is that you got to trim the outside of the reel so that it fits and doesn't snag, in the camera itself. But
Yeah.
at that point it's just easier to re-spool it. So in the dark, and there's a technique I can show you. You take a 120 roll and you literally wrap it around another 120, and then you wrap it back around the 620 metal spool.
Yeah.
But it came out good for the paper that it was,
Yeah. And it's
and
fob
that's not
paper.
direct positive.
No.
That's just regular paper.
Yes. If we take a look at
Surprising that it's
this,
not
this is the
negative.
negative.
And what did you do? You scanned it?
Yes.
Well, of course you scanned it, but oui. And then you switched it to positive.
Yes.
Yeah, c'est ça, tu l'as inversé. Okay. Beautiful shot.
The only thing is I always have to find something that is stable, that doesn't move, where I can put the camera on, calculate to be between 6 to 8 feet away from my subject, and then start taking the picture.
You
And if
don't
you
have
notice,
a tripod en dessous? T'as pas un vis pour un trépied?
you know what? Honestly, I haven't looked.
You probably have a tripod socket.
Possibly I'd have to look in the container, because I keep the camera in the container because I always have a piece of paper ready inside, and I know that I put it inside the camera.
Okay.
And I'm
But honestly though, it's really nice. For the camera that it is, it's really nice.
Yeah, honestly, it was quite a surprise. So maybe one these days I'll take it to Quebec City. If I
Yeah.
can get my whole family to sit down straight and not move for 16 shots, well,
Uh-huh.
my dad can say he can have an official family picture with the camera of when he was a kid.
Exactly. Nice
That was in a
contrasty shot here.
cemetery, and I saw those statues that were vandalized, and
Okay.
I don't know, I had to find a way to work them in.
Okay. Came out nice though.
Thank you.
I like the contrast. You can see the detail in the stone of the statues. Yeah. Here's Milena with her pinhole. I don't know if this is her. No, her pinhole was digital, right? We said.
I, I'm shooting it in the air like that, but I'm not sure,
Okay.
because I do know that she takes a lot of film.
Yeah, exactly. I just don't know if she
So,
has a film pinhole. And actually, no, this is digital because you see this mark right here?
okay.
Ça, c'est la poussière sur le capteur.
Ah,
So for those of you, and pinhole is bad for that because you actually see the shape of the dust on your sensor. So here she's got like three. Three is not bad. When you start to see 15, 20, it's time to get your sensor cleaned. And that you can bring it by the shop at any one of the locations. And we have the service that we clean it for you. Usually costs about $50. Nice shot here. I like this. Milena, you did a good job here. I like the use of the rule of thirds here.
so I believe this is where we took the picture of the whole group.
Yeah, that was in the park, and this is the bicycle path.
Yeah.
The church is on this side over here.
Yes.
Actually, I think this is the shot she was shooting when she had her mom beside her.
I would believe so. Or the gentleman. I think she was taking the gentleman on the swings when I
Yeah.
took the picture of them.
Oh, this one's downtown. Ça, c'est le musée des Beaux-Arts, the Montreal Museum of Fine Art. Nice shot here. Denis took this is a nice shot of the is that Montreal? Yeah, that's Montreal. That's le PVM, il est juste là. Great shot here, Denis.
Le
Nice black and
PVM.
white. Ah,
Le PVM, t'as dit?
ici, ouais, parce que ça c'est IBM
OK.
and that's the no, sorry. IBM is here because it's the IBM is the one that looks like a boat. So this one over here, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the PVM because the La Reine Elisabeth, I think, is this one here. Oh, you know
OK.
what this one is? That's the one for
Mille la
Mille
Gauchetière.
la Gauchetière.
Très belle photo. Est-ce que tu penses, si tu retournes juste en arrière, je pose une
Yeah.
question, puis Denis pourra me corriger ou n'importe quoi. Un petit peu plus de contraste, est-ce que ça aurait été utile?
Oui, mais d'après moi, quand même, c'est une longue exposition.
Ah, OK.
Because you don't see, you see how you have the streaking here? This looks like motion from the water.
OK.
Un gazebo. Nice. I gotta find out why his photos came out small. So this is the color version, I guess, of the black and white we just saw.
I think it's a different one because in the black and white, I think there is a duck that's in the bottom right corner. Well, you don't see it in the.
Oh, here, okay.
I don't know if it's. I think it's a duck or something like that.
No, yeah, I think you're right because it's not the same. It's not the same wide angle. There's the gazebo in color. Milena and her cars and motorcycles.
Yes.
Now, here, this is a fantastic example of l'aberration chromatique, chromatic aberration. You see all this pink and
Purple.
magenta
Yep.
here? That's caused by the lens. And that's caused normally by using too much of a large aperture. This she shot with her Nikon. So this is a film. This is a film. Denis, he shot a couple. He shot a blue jay à la mangeoire. Oh, this is a nice reflection.
Yes.
Belle photo de oiseau.
Ouais.
Nice shot here. Mais Denis, il va falloir que on se parle pour la résolution de la photo. Like, I'll post on the group, I'll post the resolution that Facebook um, s'attend d'avoir so that it doesn't crop anymore or compress too much the actual photos. This is yours.
Yes.
And I
I
like that.
tried
Now,
some.
okay, hold on here.
Okay, go for it.
Ça, c'est un traitement que tu as fait.
Oui.
OK.
Which I
Je
put
sais que tu aurais
as a
pu faire
motion
ça
blur.
manuellement.
Oui. C'est un
OK.
motion blur.
Ouais, mais tu aurais pu faire le motion blur toi-même.
Oui, si j'avais ralenti ma caméra puis toute la kit.
Exact.
Mais là,
And if you
yep,
followed the dog exactly synchronized properly, right? Because, and c'est pas je vise personne là, okay? I can tell it's a treatment because just his face is sharp.
yes.
And the motion blur should be him in motion, all of him, not just a part of him. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
But
Me,
otherwise, your exposure is fantastic. Your focus is perfect. Did you upload the actual original photo without the treatment?
Non.
Non. OK. Puis t'as coupé ses oreilles. Marc.
Ben, pas dans la
Oh,
photo
attends, wait a
ici.
minute. Hold on. That's why. Okay, sorry, that's me. Oh, it
Moi,
kept the zoom I
c'est
had
que
on hit. Okay, that's why.
j'ai essayé de faire, j'ai essayé de faire du blur motion, puis juste faire un test. Puis je
Yeah.
trouvais que cette image-là se portait bien là-dessus parce que, écoute, si on allait avec l'original, je pense qu'il y a juste une patte qui a de la motion dedans.
Ah, okay. What was your shutter speed?
Give me 1 second. I gotta find back dog. So it would be this one. Properties, details. So I'm at f 3.5,
Yeah.
1/800th of a second, ISO 100,
Oh man.
focal length 200.
Okay, so what you should have done to get the motion blur you wanted, you should have adjusted your exposure for 1/200th of a second.
Okay.
Now, the reason
Yes.
for that is because what determines you want to share something?
Yeah, the original picture, if I can.
Yeah. I don't know let's see what's gonna happen. Is it gonna kick me out? It might kick me out. Did you share yours?
I have the. Let me try again.
Okay, if not,
Share.
hold on.
Screen one, screen three. So it would be this one.
Just do the window. Pick the
Uh,
window where your photo
do
is.
you see it now?
Not yet. Okay, I'm gonna stop my share. Now do your share. Now I see it. Okay.
Okay. So we have the everything is totally frozen.
Yeah. Zoom in a bit.
Tell me when to stop.
Okay, stop. Raise it. No, up. No, point up, up. Yeah, up. Yeah. Well, yeah. So, okay. So the rule of thumb when it comes to motion blur is that specific, and plus you have a 50 megapixel camera, right?
Yep.
So technically, you could have even done a better job. Probably you didn't need to go as far down as a 1/200th of a second. Your focal length determines what your slowest shutter speed can be.
Okay.
In film, because of the resolution of film, the rule of thumb was simply whatever focal length I use, I need to use a shutter speed equivalent to the focal length. So if I'm at a 200th of a second, then I use, sorry, if I'm at 200 millimeter, I use a 200th of a second, not less. Otherwise, motion blur becomes apparent.
Okay.
The problem is that rule no longer works for digital photography since we surpassed the 24 megapixel mark. When I shoot 24 megapixel, I double the rule. So technically, if I'm shooting at 200 millimeter, I need 1/400th of a second or more to freeze. Anything under that will give me motion blur.
Okay.
Your 50 megapixel, ton 1/8 centième, if you look, you can see how the foot here, I don't know if you can see my hand, but his paw, so that would be his front left paw, is
Yes.
slightly blurred,
Yeah. Give me a
right?
second. Get a
Just
picture. Yeah.
slightly. But if you
Yeah.
would have gotten it down to 1/200th of a second, he would have completely been in motion, and the fact that you would be following him would have put the background blurred like you see the double exposure on his butt? No, 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 not on that shot. I'm saying
Not on that shot.
the one that's inside the Facebook.
No, I can't see it anymore.
Okay, hold on.
So I'll
Oh, wait a minute.
stop sharing.
hold on, where did my bar go? There it is. So you see over here, it's coming. There we go. So you see this blur that you have here?
Yeah.
This looks more like a double exposure than a motion blur.
OK.
Because if you would have used the shutter speed, you wouldn't have had this silhouette here,
Yeah.
right? It would have just been a streak. That's the photo I forgot to put. J'ai fait un filet cet hiver avec one of those electric cars there, the Chevy Bolt, or it wasn't a Chevy Bolt, but it was like an electric blue car, and I was shooting it a half a second à main levée, and the car was literally coming down to a stop to a street light or a stop sign, and it looked like the thing was going like 100 kilometers an hour.
OK.
Mais quand
Well, like
même,
I said, this was a test. This is
that's
what I
but
wanted to play. Puis,
t'as bien réussi quand même. T'as bien réussi. All those famous sheep. Oh my God. Tabarouette. I missed them. Where were they?
Ils sont toujours arrivés à des prairies. C'est juste qu'il faut que tu fasses attention quelle journée parce que ils peuvent se déplacer d'un parc à l'autre de
Oh,
telle semaine à telle semaine.
okay.
Ça veut dire que des fois, c'est peut-être d'aller dans la région puis de demander à un employé puis dans le coin de dire Hey, écoute, les moutons sont rendus où? Puis des fois, ils mettent des panneaux pour te dire Hey, on est à tel parc ou telle place, puis
Okay.
tout ça.
So they're actually mowing the lawn.
Yes.
I wonder how long it takes them to eat all the.
Moi, je pense que c'est plutôt pour attirer le monde, puis c'est une manière
Ah,
que
okay.
grand-papa ou
Okay.
grand-maman peut sortir avec un petit enfant, puis aller montrer des moutons, puis
Ouais, ouais, ouais.
sans aller 50 kilomètres plus loin, puis tout le kit, tu sais.
Yeah.
Parce
Or
que, tu
or or all the way to Shawinigan.
sais, c'est grand, ces parcs-là, là. Il y en a du gazon à couper, là,
Ben
tu sais.
oui, c'est ça. Melina and her motorcycles. Beautiful chopper.
Ça
I
ressemble
love
à
the
un
chopper.
ancien panneau publicitaire, là, de neon, avec comme du néon
Ouais,
dedans.
ouais. A royal, that's whatchamacallit, a
Aigle
golden
Royal.
eagle. It's a golden eagle.
Yeah.
Where
C'est
was that?
Écomusée. Écomusée,
Oh,
c'est
that's
une
the
des.
okay. So it's the same one I had.
Ouais, c'est. J'ai commencé dernièrement à retourner mes photos de 5 à 10 ans en arrière et
Yeah.
des reprendre et des retraiter avec l'expérience que j'ai maintenant.
Ah bon, ok.
Alors,
Fait que ça, c'est
c'est
un
là que,
vieux.
oui, c'est une vieille photo. Ça date de au moins 5 ans ou quelque chose comme ça.
Okay.
Puis, ça me tentait de retraiter, puis de travailler noir et blanc, puis tout le kit.
Nice.
Puis on dirait que là, je commence à avoir un peu plus de résultats que je suis heureux avec. C'est sûr que quand on développe plus d'expérience avec le temps, c'est agréable, là.
C'est ça. This almost looks like a vintage photo.
Yes.
She did a really good job here.
Oui. I'd go and buy a bike for that.
Here's
La,
a little potato.
hein, la folie du Canadien.
Eh oui.
J'aime la manière que l'enfant flotte dans les airs, là, tellement
Ouais.
qu'il court, là, puis qu'elle l'a pogné.
Ben oui. Beautiful colors too.
Ça aurait été curieux de voir s'il avait réussi à faire du motion blur, mais qu'on voit seulement que les pieds de l'enfant bouger. Ça aurait fait toute une impression
Ah,
différente avec la
exactement.
photo.
And that's something I teach is that, everybody thinks that a good photo is a photo that's frozen, that's shot, that's sharp, evidently, and that is bright. But the whole point of photography is to interpret, is to give your interpretation of the scene. If I see something in motion, I want to see the motion itself. I don't want to freeze the person out of the motion.
Alors, ça, c'est une sortie que j'ai faite en moto où ce que j'ai apporté le Nikon F65.
That's your bike?
Oui, ça, c'est ma moto. C'est
That's a
de
beast.
l'argentique. Hein?
That's a beast.
Yes, they call it the fat lady. Ils l'appellent la grande dame
I
ou
call
le
it the
dragon.
motorhome.
Hein?
I call it the motorhome.
Ben, c'est gros, c'est gros. C'était considéré dans le temps un des bicycles les plus vite. Ça a 6 carburateurs, cette affaire-là. Quand tu
Holy
tournes,
jeez.
quand tu tournes la poignée, tu peux sentir le bicycle lever là, par en avant.
Are
Alors,
you
faut pas te laisser
serious?
appeler la cloche, comme on dit.
Tabarnak.
Alors, ça a tout été fait en film, mais vu que j'ai eu des problèmes avec ma chimie de développement, j'ai jamais pu faire sortir la photo. Alors,
Okay.
si on regarde les photos, même si je faisais 44 secondes, si je faisais 44 secondes, je ne réussissais pas à sortir du contraste. Tout est flat. Alors là que j'ai
44
fait,
secondes. What? This is a you develop this?
bon, ça c'est un négatif, c'est pris d'un négatif, puis là je l'ai scanné à
Okay.
l'ordinateur pour le faire.
Okay.
Parce que originalement, comme je t'ai montré la photo, je ne savais pas que ma chimie était oxydée. Alors
Oh,
là,
okay.
j'essayais avec Luco de sortir des photos, puis on dirait que les photos étaient toutes fades, il manquait du temps, puis
I'll
tout
have to show
ça.
you. I'll have to show you how to test your chemistry.
Ah, là, j'ai tout fait. Je pense que je te l'avais expliqué. Euh, j'ai j'ai brûlé des photos
C'est ça.
par exprès puis pour voir si ça allait foguer. Mon papier était correct. Après ça, j'ai mis un papier sur une lumière blanche à
Right.
60 secondes. Puis après ça, je l'ai mis dans le développeur. Puis généralement, il devrait sortir noir comme ça. Puis regarde comment est-ce qu'il sort.
Yeah,
Alors
exactly.
là, c'est là que j'ai su en faisant ça. J'avais appelé Bob, puis Bob n'était pas oncle Bob.
Yeah.
Il n'était pas disponible parce qu'il ramenait sa petite fille. Comment est-ce qu'elle s'appelle? J'ai pas de mémoire pour sa petite amour, là, grandchild.
There's three. Emma, Gaia,
Bon,
who's
mais même on voit des photos, il en a déjà pris des photos de elle là-dedans, puis tout ça.
ouais.
Puis là, quand il m'a rappelé, mais là, j'avais déjà fait mes tests, moi. Puis quand
Okay.
je lui ai exposé mes tests, il dit, gars, Marc, il dit, tu viens de prouver que ton problème, c'était ça. Puis t'as bien
You should
fait
have
qu'est-ce
called
que tu
me.
avais à faire. Ben ouais, mais là, je suis pas pour toujours déranger. C'était pas
Ben
celle-là
oui,
que.
c'est pas dérangeant. Je suis là pour ça, là. I always tell you guys. Oh, this is beautiful. Look at this. It's
Ouais.
beautiful. That's easy. Got to be the 50s. And she even caught l'auto dans l'autre sens qui partait.
Ouais. Qui fait un petit effet spécial,
Ben
là.
oui.
C'est spécial.
Ah non. Logan wants me to bring him to another car show.
Mais là, je sais qu'il va y avoir quelque chose à propos de Honda en fin de semaine à
Ah oui?
Mirabel.
Ah, je savais pas.
Ben, c'est
Ah,
quelqu'un qui m'a informé de ça.
little Ferrari here. Testarossa. She really gets her colors down pat.
Ouais. They're saturated. Ils sont
Yeah.
saturés.
I'd like to know what film she used. Yeah, this is a hard shot when you have all the same shades, the same tones of colors.
But she does have good specular highlights, which separates the car from one from
Yeah,
the other.
definitely. Another little patat.
Ouais. Future car driver.
Exactly. Beautiful shots. That's got to be Mark.
Yes. Solo.
That's original Jen.
Yes. which we went. They had an exposition Star Trek a few years back in Ottawa,
Okay.
and I had taken all these pictures, and I had purple streaking because of the lighting through the glass and things like that.
Right.
And because I had no experience, most of the shots were no good.
Okay.
But in Photoshop, I was trying these filters that clear out how do you say glass reflections,
Okay.
which permitted me to save some of those pictures. And
Oh,
those are the
nice.
pictures that I was able to save. So that's what I said. It's
But
discovering certain
here
things.
you needed another perspective. This is just the profile, but if you would have gotten a little bit more of the top, you know what I'm saying? Still shoot the profile, but shoot it a little bit higher vantage point. Come and attack it more on an angle. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But don't forget, if I show you some of the original pictures, you'll understand you have people all over the place.
Oh,
You
this is
have
not yours.
no, no, no,
Oh, I
no,
thought
no.
this was yours.
This is from an exposition that there was where they had a Star Trek
Oh,
exposition.
okay.
And basically, right now you see a black background. But if I were to really look, if you take a look in the upper left quadrant, you can see some lighting. That's where you have people in back admiring that.
Here?
Yeah, you
Okay.
still say. So it's like what it is I recuperated the subject that I love, the Star Trek and things like that. And
Yeah.
as you're going to take a look in other pictures, you're
Yeah.
going to see a little more, you know?
That's a communicator.
Yeah,
This is next gen.
yeah. But take a look at the back paneling, the purple. You have
Yeah.
purple like that all over the place through
Okay.
glass reflection with
Oh,
people in back.
okay.
So sometimes the angle, I understand as a photographer, you got to say, Mark, move your ass to the right, move your ass to the left, look up, look down, and then take the picture.
So I thought you
But
set these up in a cube.
no, 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 no.
Okay. Oh my God, no way.
That's big
Is
like
that
a
a
car.
projection?
Yeah, you have projections where you can see Captain Kirk Sulu using his sword. It moves around, and this thing
Nice.
is attached to the ceiling, and it's the size of a car.
Wow.
Your old Lumina, your how do you say? We used to joke around your Galileo 7.
Yeah, the the,
Remember
the
your old car?
transport, the Pontiac
Yeah.
transport.
So it's a big model like that.
Wow. You really nailed the lighting though.
That was worked a lot with Photoshop.
Okay.
But the original picture was taken with a Rebel T5.
Okay. Here's Galileo.
No,
Oh no, that's Sacagawea. Wow.
yeah,
Yeah.
Sacagawea. That's the one she's in Voyager, I believe.
Voyager. That's it. Yeah, from the USS Voyager. But it looks like Galileo though. It looks like my van.
Yeah, but
That's
you
what I
used
loved
to,
about my van. I missed that damn van.
yeah.
Oh, if I still had that van, man. Sarah and I turned that thing into a camper.
Imagine how
I
useful it
love
would be
I,
now.
I love the grain. This is XP2. This is so Ilford XP2 is actually a color film, but is only grayscale. And the actual film, because it's a color film, the actual film, the substrate itself is magenta.
Okay. So she scanned this picture and then played
Turned
with
it to
the.
black and white.
Okay.
Because otherwise, il aurait été mauve. And it was basically because most photo labs who develop film develop C41, develop color film. So
Okay.
black and white either had to be developed by hand or you had to have a specific machine to do the black and white film, right?
Yeah.
So to make it faster and easier to do black and white, Ilford came out with a color film, or I should say a black and white film that could be processed in the same chemistry as a color film, as a color negative.
Okay.
without the colors, basically.
So basically, your processing is faster for your commercial use, and
Exactly, because you could
people can still have their black and white.
all the C41 labs, you at the time, I mean, some labs still do it today, but that's where you had 24-hour development. Oh, sorry, 1 hour development. Because to develop in the machines to develop an actual color film, it only takes about three and a
15
half to
minutes.
4 minutes.
I thought it was a 15 or something. No, yeah, I'll trust you because I don't know any better, but
Oh no, well, no. I mean, I've worked the machines.
okay.
You'll never tell a customer it takes 4 minutes because the customer will be there 5 minutes later.
And that's when the machine breaks down or an adjustment has to
Exactly.
be made. And how come it's not finished? You
Exactly.
told me 10 minutes, you know?
C'est ça. Exactement.
Scotty, multiply it by 3.
There you go. This is downtown because this is the oh that this is the black the black tower there in Montreal in the Place Down. It's what's it called? The blah blah. That was one of the Banque Nationale buildings.
Yeah,
Actually, I think it still is. Oh, beautiful graffitis in Montreal.
yeah. I believe because I recognize the building that is at the bottom left quadrant, that is close to Rosemount Street. That's the overpass.
Okay,
Because of the building, that's the one who has a water reservoir on top.
right.
So that's why I recognize the pictures and things like that.
Again, she really outdid herself with the colors.
Yeah.
This is yours.
Yes, sir. A long time ago with the Rebel T5.
Okay.
And like I said, I reworked everything.
Lynn's
Like I
did a
said,
pretty good copy of the statue there.
yeah, well, we were having fun. So it's like enjoying the outings and things like that.
Nice. What's that, papier mâché?
Nope. That is the exposition about Pompeii.
Okay.
It was a few years ago, and it's a reworked picture. I really went with contrast and putting it dark to give a mood to the picture.
And that was a digital shot?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
A splash of color, but reversed
That
it.
way.
Instead of doing the painting, which would have the color and the rest of the picture black and white, I sort of reversed it. So
Nice. You know what? I'm gonna just quickly move this over to this screen here. Will it follow? Just so that I can be facing the camera. Here we go. Do you still see the share?
no, I see a line in the middle, but give it a few seconds because usually what you do shows up on the screen something like 15 to 20 seconds afterwards.
Otherwise, I'll just
Because right now I see a half screen and little red dots near the bottom, but it's just a thin line.
there you go. Ça devrait être correct maintenant.
Yeah, we're back to Lynn.
Okay.
Alors, le
This
jardin
is
botanique,
okay.
c'est un monsieur qui faisait de l'aquarelle.
Okay.
And I got in the back, I took the picture. Looking back now, maybe I don't know what, maybe is it because he was doing his work or because all the colors matched. I can't tell you why I took the picture originally.
Okay. And you didn't use a flash.
Nope.
Okay.
Mais il y avait tellement de lumière là, que j'ai travaillé. C'est sûr que là, j'ai surexposé mon sujet.
Okay. I love chessboards.
Yes. Reworked picture. I had that one, was named Death of a King.
Mhm.
Now I renamed it Politics. And I used the depth map on that in Photoshop, where you can sort of pinpoint where you want, and with the help of Photoshop and your camera, it's going to make a field of a depth of field which will be at different levels on your picture, so you can manipulate different levels. So
Okay.
I concentrated on the queen and the king being in front,
Yeah.
and I put everything out of focus in the back.
Okay.
And the program understands that the pawns in front and the bishop that's on the left
Yeah.
is not in focus with the queen, so they put them out of focus too. So it's easier to manipulate the image. I've used it quite a few times lately in the past 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Okay. Melina with her double headlights here.
Yeah, un double clin
Man,
d'œil.
man, wait. The metal just so beautiful when it comes to cars. Chrome. Beautiful
I
shot.
like the mixture of colors from the front to the background.
Yeah. And the detail, the sharpness of it is really nice. The
Yes,
highlights
yes.
aren't too overexposed. You can see the highlights here, but you still see some detail in it.
I love it.
Oh my God, that's an old one.
Yes, a very old picture.
Holy, that was during the pandemic.
Yes, and that's a negative too.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
What were you shooting negative over there? The Olympus?
But it was the first time I employed the Olympus. Remember, I had the
Okay.
film and you were supposed to develop it for me.
Which I
And
did.
yes, I never said you didn't. So that was one of the pictures on that negative. That's what I'm saying is we tend to think that the lens is soft for some reason. So that's
Right.
why I want you to shoot maybe a 12
Okay.
and we'll process it comme il faut, and
All
we'll
right.
see if it's the photographer that's the problem
Okay.
or it's the lens that I have to clean out or something like that.
Okay. Back to the pinhole day.
Yeah, but that's negative.
Oh, okay.
Negative, digitalized.
That was with your Nikon.
Yes,
And then look at the sharpness.
yes.
That's I had the Nagaoka out. No, that was downtown.
That was
Yeah, that's
downtown. So
that that's
remember, it
Edge's
was a
Hall.
film that had taken a lot of pictures, but through a long period of time.
Right.
So I found it cute that the only photographer there was the pigeon.
Exactly. Beautiful shot. Yeah.
You can see
You're
there's a
not you're
lot of grain.
digitizing them what with your camera?
Pardon me?
You're digitizing the negatives with your camera?
Yeah,
Okay.
I put the negative on an iPad with a white background,
Okay.
and I use the film holder from my enlarger.
Okay.
So it makes a nice black area around the area,
Yeah.
and I use my tripod with a focusing rail,
Yeah.
and I get the picture through that. That's the simplest way I found so far of doing it.
That's the way of doing it. When I get my video finished and I post it to whatchamacallit to YouTube, I'll show you my setup over here.
Okay.
This Milena and her kitty cat.
Yeah. King of the Jungle.
Yeah.
Trip in
Isn't that
Ottawa where they had the Maurice Richard statue, and like
c'est
I
ça?
said, worked with the depth of field function in Photoshop, and that's what I got. And I
Okay.
love that I was able to get a lot of contrast on the subject and a little washed out in the background, so it's like he
Okay.
really pops out.
Oh, it's in Gatineau. Okay, it's in Gatineau.
Right. You have a bridge that gets you to the Parliament on the other side.
Okay.
That's a joke.
It needs just a bit more light.
Yes, but the concept of the picture is Aliens, the science fiction show.
Oh,
Not
right.
show, but the movie
Yeah,
where you
yeah.
have an astronaut and he's in between the eggs. So that's why I
That's
got
right.
everything tend to be dark, but just enough light so we can imagine it being the eggs that are hatching.
Okay.
So That was an old
Nice.
picture I've taken that I reworked again and things like that.
Nice shot. C'est pas le musée à Delson.
No, that's Cuba.
Oh, that's Cuba.
Yeah, in 2019.
Okay.
So that was a picture of a
I
train
like the
there.
I like the I like the la texture.
Yeah, I tend to put a
You wouldn't
lot
get
more
that in color.
contrast. Huh?
You can't get that in color.
I'd have to show you the original.
That's the beautiful thing about black and white. It emphasizes so much the structure and the detail. C'est vraiment, surtout sur la métal vieille comme ça.
Yeah. So that was joking
Oh,
around
crap.
because I had a picture of a crab in a corner, and you're talking to me. Like,
But I like the way that the triangle, the corner there, the way that you placed it. It works really well in the frame.
well, it's because of you and Uncle Bob that I tend to work my pictures in a 1:1 ratio.
Okay,
Before I used to always work basically the size that comes out of a camera. So
right.
it's,
This works out really well too.
yeah,
I like the contrast between the t-shirts, the shorts, right?
yeah,
Oh, these are mine now. So this
yeah.
year was ça c'était la dernière série de 6. So I give a class at the shop called Technique de Base or the Basic Principles of Photography, but in 6 sessions. And the first 5 sessions are theory classes. And the last class is this sortie where we basically not assemble, but it's the whole everything we did in the first 5 classes, we actually practice in this 3-hour excursion. And this one here was basically we'd come up to this alley in Vieux-Longueuil where it's covered by these colored umbrellas. So I
Okay.
told everybody what were we? We were 6 or 7 people that night. And I told everybody, I says, figure out a way to shoot these umbrellas to make it interesting. And somebody had told me that she was having problems, I think, with the focus or something like that. So what I told her was, you pick the element that's the closest. So in this particular case, it was this handle of the umbrella. And
Okay.
using your depth of field, you'll go get the rest of the umbrella behind it. And evidently, what's too far behind, that's what. And if you look at, I used an f4 with so I was at 27, I had my 2070 millimeter lens and I was at 70 millimeters. Ma vitesse c'était 1/160e à f4 à 200 ISO. And I like the fact that, well, mind you, there's 3 red because there's a red one here, but you've got 2 reds here, you've got 2 green, 2 blue, and 2 pink.
Yeah. Why didn't you step back? Why did you frame it that way? Can I have
No,
your?
actually, this is a crop.
Yeah. Okay.
I framed it wider, okay? But what was over here, je la trouvais trop dérangeant. Because
Okay.
over here there was a big blue umbrella, which were this the umbrellas weren't kind of actually placed in a certain order. I had to figure out how I could get the 3 colors to work together,
Okay.
right? And the point of the exercise was really mostly just to show the focusing of how you could be precise to get the actual focus and use the depth of field to go get the rest. Because technically here I'm at f4, and f4 I should get much more like this umbrella here, normally with a 2.8 or a 1.8, this umbrella, and this umbrella here would have been out of focus.
Yeah.
But because of the f4, the trees were far enough behind, they were at the back of the alley, right? And that's what I was actually trying to get out of focus.
Okay. Because you can see the tip of the green umbrella at the bottom is out of focus.
That's out of focus
The
too.
back.
Yeah, exactly. But that evidently that one's closer also to the background.
Yeah.
here we were talking about exposure, and I was telling, literally, showing them that when I shoot these kinds of skies, I usually shoot them at minus one third or point trois or to minus two thirds, moins point sept, minus point seven. And the reason I do that is because I want these nuances of white, and the rest, if it's too dark, then I brighten up. Now, my mistake in this photo was evidently by doing the exercise. One of the compositional rules that, or not rules, but principles that we use is using the foreground to frame the background. And I was just a little too fast on the shutter. And you'll notice this gap here in the trees, the eye tends to escape there. When I should have lowered the camera just a little bit more, and I would have gotten down here, there's another tree, and I would have had the base of this photo would have been uniform.
Okay.
So in essence, the exposure is good, but the actual crop is bad. Now I got a comment when I screwed up on that. Remember when I told you I screwed up on the pinhole day on my Instagram? Somebody had mentioned in one of the comments, I feel so bad that it happened to you, that you missed that. But she said, or he said, or she said, it's refreshing to see that you didn't get discouraged to a point where you got mad at yourself. You just kind of flowed through it as if, well, it happens. And it does happen. Things like this
Oh
happen.
yeah.
And I only shot, this is one shot of one. I didn't take a sequence of shots, which I rarely do. And if I ever do take a sequence of shots, it's usually click, click, click. So it's 2 or 3 shots. But when I saw the exposure was what I wanted, and I showed them on the back of the camera what the exposure was, I stopped at that. I didn't see this error that I made here.
Okay. Because
Because
I like,
evidently it's through errors that we learn, right? So go ahead.
that
Sorry,
way.
Mark.
It's through errors, like you said. And sometimes, like I've mentioned it a couple of times, I set out to get a picture and I never tend to get what I want originally. I
Yeah,
come back with something else.
exactly.
And like the eagle that we saw, I love that picture now,
No,
but
for
that
sure.
was a wasted picture for me originally.
Okay.
So, what I love is la palette de couleurs du bleu jusqu'au noir quasiment
Yeah.
que tu retrouves dans le ciel. I would have cropped it thinner to remove all the trees, and it would be in a sky picture.
Oh,
I don't know.
yes.
That's
Yeah. Here, actually, just to tell you, you know where we were? We were on that passerelle that goes over the 132 in Longueuil.
okay.
Okay. There's a big, big passerelle over there that's got like a tower with a spiral staircase. And we were doing motion shots over the highway. And evidently, of course, you get all kinds of truckers honking at you, cars honking at you because they see you photographing from the top and this and that, and wondering what the hell you're photographing.
Yeah, you radar.
Yeah, exactly. This one here was dans le Vieux-Longueuil. Il y a une parc, ça s'appelle, me semble, c'est la parc Saint-Marc. And there's an old, old church. And somebody was asking me, what would you photograph of this church? And grâce à mon collègue à Québec who does urban macro photography, and he just goes and gets details on doors, details on walls, details on buildings and stuff like that. I did a sortie which ended up just being me in Le Vieux Port, and it's really interesting what you can find other than just buildings and streets and people when you just take the time and look. You know what I mean?
You take a look for the tree and not the forest.
Exactly. And I just enjoy, I just liked the quality of the lusure on the metal and the rust and you know what I mean?
Yes. And that the front part is in focus while the back part is out of
Out
focus
of focus.
and
And this wasn't
bring
done with
your
a macro
attention.
lens. This lens, le 20-70 G lens, is the second generation 27 or 20. It's the first gen 20. It replaces a 24-70, but it's an f4. It's not a macro lens, it's a proximity lens.
Okay.
So rather than getting one for one, I get half of that. So I guess that would be one for 1.5. No, is it 1.5? No, it's one for five. But I was probably at about from the lens hood, I was probably about 4 inches from the knocker.
Yeah.
Here's my
Ah.
oldest. It's her birthday tomorrow.
Ooh. Then wish
Here
her
she,
from the channel, wish her a happy birthday.
I will. And this was her first competition. She does ranch riding, and this was her first competition this year. Um, so after at the end of the competition, I photographed her and her friends with their horses, and her instructor was there too. She won fifth place.
Pretty good.
Yeah, and that's her
Is this
horse
her
Fancy.
first year of competition?
Oh no. This is at this competition's at Sorel, and she's been doing this is her third year, I think. Her third or
Okay.
fourth year.
And what does
Here
she
she is
compete
on the
in while
horse.
you're showing us the rest of the pictures?
Sorry,
What does she compete in while
ranch
you're
riding.
showing up the rest of the pictures?
It's called in English. It's called ranch riding. Otherwise, it's called dressage.
Okay.
So it's really controlling the horse. You know, it's it. She used to do Western like barrel racing, slalom. What was it? Barrel racing, slalom. And I forgot there was another event that she did. Um, but now she's kind of slowed it down a bit, and she really wants to get into controlling the horse, and you know, they go through all kinds of obstacles. They make the chemin that the horse has got to go through, back up and left, you know, moving left, moving right. This is she's with a family here in Belay, and it's their horse, and she rides the this is like, I guess, an extra horse that she takes care of and she rides.
Okay.
I think the horse belongs to the mother. This was here justement, ça c'était la fin de semaine passée. We were at Écomusée. So here I was with an this one here I borrowed an A7R Mark V, which is a 62 megapixel camera. And I used my 200-600. So when I'm shooting animals, I'm always at f7.1, never smaller, not necessarily larger. And you'll notice here, so this was a rather cloudy day. There was some sun, and I was at pour un 500e, and you'll notice un 500e, I'm just above the 426 millimeters. And if you look closely, the bear, even though he's breathing, is sharp and frozen,
Yeah.
right?
I believe that the bear's name is called Windy, I think, or something like
Oh, is
that.
he?
And I was never able to get her.
Oh,
For
really?
some reason, she's never out, or when she's out, she's en dessous de la tanière in such a way I can't get a picture.
Okay.
So,
This was
ah,
a
Carouge
red-winged
à
blackbird.
épaulettes.
Ah,
Carouge à épaulettes.
exactement, c'est ça. Puis tu vois, and this is actually, I'll be honest with you, I would say of these birds in the last 2 years, this is probably the best one. Puis j'étais à 4 centièmes de seconde, encore à 7.1. When I'm tracking anything in motion, even though I'm in aperture priority, I always use when things are in motion or the light is changing fast, aperture priority has always been my, or I should say, aperture's always been my priority because that's your depth of field. I
Yeah.
never use S or TV. I never use P. I rarely use M. M is more for the stuff that I want to be precise, like landscape, product, portrait, where I can take the time to adapt the exposure that I want. When I need the camera to react to the light, I'm always in A. And even when I'm in manual, I'm still prioritizing aperture. But you'll notice in aperture priority, I'm shooting at 1/400th of a second and the bird is frozen. I can see all the little details in the feathers,
Yeah.
right?
You can almost see your reflection taking the picture in the eye.
Exactly.
And I love
Oh,
that
sorry, wrong
the
one.
forward leaves, if you go back, I
Yeah,
love that the forward leaves are out of focus. You have your subject in focus with the base underneath its legs, and
yeah,
further out is out of the focus. So you've got depth, you've got a
depth.
3D image of the
Exactly.
my totem
They had the
animal.
wolves out. And the wolf I might have shot, honestly, I think I shot over maybe 5 minutes because we were waiting. Il était caché en dessous de l'arbre and he rarely looked our way or she rarely looked our way. Um, and I got out of the, I don't know, maybe 15 shots over the 5 minutes. I got 3 or 4 really good ones, but I think this was the best one.
Yes.
Again, I'm at, and you'll notice here now, evidently, when I don't want to think about shutter speed, what I usually do is I set my camera to auto ISO. But with the automatic ISOs of the cameras today, they actually take into consideration what focal length you're using. So in this particular case, my automatic ISO was looking for almost twice the focal length. You'll notice I'm at 1 millième de seconde, puis j'étais à 600 mm, je suis au maximum de mon zoom.
OK.
So, je suis presque à 2 fois mon focal, puis à 1 millième de seconde, il bougeait pas. C'est plutôt que I was tired.
Ouais.
And I was getting with my lens, my 200, ma 200-600, là. Tu sais, exactement.
Non, mais aussi,
There's my eagle.
c'est des photos que, écoute, ça coûte pas énormément cher, l'écomusée. C'est une belle place pour sortir
Ouais,
puis se pratiquer. Puis, s'il n'y a pas beaucoup de monde, des fois, dépendant quelle période que tu vas, tu veux que tes photos, quand même, ils sortent bien. Alors, you err on the edge of security rather
exactly.
than experimental. Tu sais?
C'est ça. Exactement. Here, this is the eagle that you had in your other shot, right?
Yes.
And you'll notice now he's breathing, he's moving, his head's, he's always being distracted by something or other that's going on around him. But you'll notice I'm only at un 800e de seconde. Je suis pas à un millième, je suis pas à un 2 millième de seconde ici.
Ouais.
Right? Puis mon 800e, c'est quand même 2 fois mon focal.
Ouais.
So you see, at 365 at 400 millimeters, I'm at 1/800th, and even if you blow it up, I mean that's pretty sharp, right?
Oui, c'est ton œil, t'es 100% dedans, puis tout ça, puis le sujet est couvert au complet.
So now this one here, this was my. I love to play with foreground blur.
Yeah,
Okay, and I just found the perfect spot because I didn't post them up here, but the shots after he's actually eating.
OK.
And I don't know what it was they gave him, if it was a mouse or if it was some kind of an animal. Puis il arrachait. You know what I mean? How
Ouais,
birds eat.
ouais.
Okay. They got one foot on the thing and they pulling pieces of it off with his beak, right? I just found that sweet spot between there was a tree in front of me, a pine tree in front of me, and there was a hole in the branches. So I aligned myself. I mean, they're there for, I mean, we must have been there watching him eat for about at least 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Il était pas fini when we left. Il était encore, it's just that we got tired of standing there waiting to see if he'd do something else. Um, but I just think that shot, and I'm not, j'essaie pas de péter mes bretelles or anything like that, but I just think that shot with all the greenery around him
Yes.
really puts the emphasis on him, his shoulder, a little bit of his wing.
C'est même que si c'est dans un zoo, it's a candid picture.
Yeah,
Tu sais?
he's not even looking at
Surtout,
me.
surtout que, gars, si on regarde dans le background en haut, côté droit, on voit qu'il y a une partie de la clôture qui est
Oui,
là. Puis,
exactement.
cette clôture se retrouve devant notre sujet. Alors, des
Exactement.
fois, juste, j'ai déjà ruiné des photos de l'aigle
Ouais,
parce que le morceau de fil passe devant l'œil. Tu
exactement.
le vois pas tant que ça, mais quand tu viens qu'à le développer à la maison, là, je fais un peu plus attention pour
Ouais,
essayer de viser dans le trou pour pas avoir ça au moins au
c'est ça.
niveau de la tête. C'est
Et tu vois, c'est quand même flou à un 7.1, but j'étais à 400 mm, évidemment.
ouais,
Because that lens is a 5.6-6.3. And the thing is at 6.3, at 400 and 600 millimeter, there's just a little bit of chromatic aberration that you see.
OK.
This one over here was a red-tailed hawk,
Yes.
and they literally turned their heads backwards.
Oh yeah, they go 362,
C'est incroyable.
63 degrees.
Ah, c'est vraiment incroyable. This one over here is a falcon. There were two falcons in this cage over here.
Yeah.
This was
Me,
the
it's the
second
first
one.
me, it's the first time I saw them when I took Fab with me.
Oh, really?
Fab had never been to the Echo Museum.
Okay.
He loved it. But he
Does the
anything that you can get a good picture, he'll love. So
Oh, of course, absolutely. And this here was inside the la maison d'accueil.
yeah,
Dans le sous-sol, they have an amphibious, like an aquarium, basically. And there was just this toad over here, which is the gray tree frog. Um, and I shot this, no flash, nothing, just with my 2070 through the window. You'll notice I set my maximum ISO to 12,800. Normalement, je vais pas plus haut que ça because then I get noise. Um, and for what I got, I think it came out pretty good. J'étais à F8 because I wanted because like I said, this lens here is a proximity lens. So when you're close up to the aquarium, and you're within like a foot, you lose your depth of field completely. À
yeah,
F8, là, normalement, you wouldn't get this blur in the back and the blur in the foreground. But it
yeah.
just worked out well. Puis regarde, j'étais à 70, I cheated. J'ai pris un sur le focal, and I still have. He's sharp.
Oh oui. C'est
You know what I
c'est
mean?
très beau, c'est très beau. Moi, je peux même pas me permettre de prendre ces photos-là avec mon appareil photo. Ils sortent dégueulasses, mes photos.
Ah
Même
ouais.
si je pousse mon ISO, là, dès que je pousse mon ISO, là, ça sort plus.
And you'll notice I don't apply any noise reduction because the little bit of pixelation, and this is not grain, this is pixelation, ça me dérange pas. Because it doesn't, pour moi, ça ne m'enlève pas le détail de mon sujet.
Ouais,
Tu sais? So, j'ai pas peur d'avoir un peu de bruit, ça me dérange pas. Don't forget, I'm also used to, 800 and 3200 ISO film. And this one here was a Central American indigo snake. And again, when you look at sa tête, celui-là, là, I took 4 shots, and this was the one that came out with the best headshot, the focus on the head.
do you play when you process your pictures? Do you play with your white balance?
No,
No?
but I
Okay.
gotta admit that most of my cameras all have film color profiles. I
Okay.
should say not color, but film color in black and white. I cheated a while back. One of the podcasts I was listening to was talking about producing color profiles for a camera he had that wasn't a Fuji. And what he did was he asked ChatGPT to create a color profile for the model of camera equivalent to a Kodachrome 64.
Okay.
So I took the prompt 2 days later, 3 days later. I thought about it. I said, I'm going to try ChatGPT and see what it does. I asked him for the same thing for all the Sonys that I use, and this is supposed to be a Kodachrome, and the white balance is already set in the recipe for this particular color profile. So
Okay.
even if I tried, and I did try to play a little bit with the white balance, and it just didn't look nice.
Okay.
Anywhere that I'd click where I thought there was white, like either, here or here or here, it either came out electric blue or electric green.
Ah, OK.
Say. Fait que, puis je shoot en raw anyway, so I have all the presets in the file. Je trouvais que ça faisait pas mon affaire. Fait que,
Non, c'est beau, c'est beau, c'est beau. C'est juste que moi, je regardais le tronc en arrière de la tête, puis là, je me trouvais qu'il était pas mal orangé. Alors, j'ai dit,
ouais,
c'est
ouais,
peut-être la lumière qui était utilisée, puis tout le kit.
absolument.
Puis, it will color cast on the subject, sur le sujet.
And don't
Alors,
forget,
c'était juste ça.
I'm shooting through about a quarter of an inch of glass. So the glass it's not an optical glass, it's an aquarium glass, so it's already a little
Ouais.
bit green.
Puis aussi, tu as 10 000 empreintes de face dedans
Eh,
avec des doigts, puis tout le kit.
exactement.
Parce que les enfants, eux autres, ils veulent être quasiment dans la cage quand ils rentrent pour les voir. Puis,
C'est ça.
tu sais,
Mais j'étais vraiment impressionnant que le 7R5, la mise au point, because evidently when I'm close like this, I usually use autofocus continuous. For you, in Canon, it would be the servo.
servo, yeah.
And I do use the tracking mode so that if I'm moving around, Lemire stays on his eye, or not his eye, but his face.
OK.
Because whether I focused here or here, the eye's still sharp. Because
Yeah.
don't forget, I'm at f8. So within a centimeter and a half, that focus is still good. Tu sais ce que je veux dire?
Yeah.
And to compensate my fatigue at holding the damn lens or holding the camera or wearing my camera the way that I wear it, um, I know that the tracking mode on, especially on the Sonys, especially on the Sonys, are really reactive to your movement, you know. And guys, I think this was the last. Let me see. Is that the last one? Yep, that's the last one. I didn't count how many shots we went through.
We had a good crop of pictures there.
Yeah, we
Unfortunately,
did, eh?
most were mine. Mais
Yeah,
I'm sorry if I bored people because
no,
I put a lot of
not at
pictures.
all.
Mais
Not at all. And let me just turn this. Where is it? Give me the. There we go. Now I can see you. Ah, there we
oh,
go. And and actually, you know what? We are at 2 hours now. Yeah, we're at bang 2 hours. Mark, I'm going to see you tomorrow.
yeah, breakfast tomorrow. I'm
Absolutely.
gonna have to go check that address because I've never been there before. So
Okay.
on Saint Jacques Street. So we'll see it.
Oh, it's not
Bring.
it's near the what's that main street there? Let's go. I'll send you a pin.
Okay.
Okay,
If
I'll
you
send
can
you a
remember
pin with the
bringing
Google.
some of those cartridges for film,
Yep.
and I'm bringing you one of these for you.
Okay, sounds good.
Take care, my friend,
You have a
and have a
wonderful
nice
evening.
evening to everyone out there.
Thank you. Yes, and everybody who's listening or who's watching, thank you for your participation. Everybody who's submitting photos, thank you for your participation. And hey, like I always say on my Instagram, shoot some freaking awesome photos. Take care, guys. Ciao.